The price of Bitcoin is $26,902, and as it sits right now, it's heading back to the downside, kind of like what we expected it to do. Essentially, in yesterday's video, I pointed out we've kind of got a level of resistance that has started to form here. It's also important to consider where the CME gap currently sits. And on the price of Bitcoin right now, that CME gap is sitting, if the computer wants to load, there we go, $26,450, which is, of course, below the levels of which we are currently trading at. If we were to look on the chart where that would be, it would be a return down to these levels, and that's where I'm expecting Bitcoin's price to get to tomorrow morning. I have closed my short position. I went short at these highs here, expecting a drop to the downside. We've now had that drop to the downside, and the real question is, what is going to happen next? So if you're interested in that, do drop a like on today's video. Make sure you are subscribed to the channel. Let's try and get this channel to 100,000 subscribers this year. It's got like 17,000 or something at the moment. So drop a like, subscribe, and let's crack on. So first things first, when it comes to the price of Bitcoin, this is the 4-hour chart, but if we drop down onto the 1 hour and look at some of these volume candle ranges that we've got here on the side, you can see here, it does seem pretty likely that if we were to lose this range, I mean, if we look at this in terms of the exact measurements for what it should be, the range level of which we need to lose here in order to confirm that the CME gap is going to close would be this down here, about $28,850. We lose the $28,850 level, it's highly likely we drop back down into this volume range profile bit here. That would take us all the way back down to about $26,450 to $26,400. And it's at that point in time where I intend on opening a long position on the price of Bitcoin, because what I'm expecting to see tomorrow would be something like this, where we have a W reversal pattern. I don't buy into the fact that this is just going to straight up recover. I think there's a small amount more pain left to come based on the fact we've got that CME gap. But it's also important to point out that CME gaps haven't been playing out an awful lot recently, but there is always time for that to change. The other thing that I'm expecting to happen when the markets open tomorrow morning is I'm expecting, well, in the pre-market, so when the markets first open in terms of Bitcoin markets, I don't know why this has just happened on the screen right here. Why has this just happened? Let's go over to, oh my God, what is going on? It always has to refresh at the time I'm making a video, doesn't it? Either way, let's go over to the DXY on the screen. I had everything nicely lined up, but now it's gone. The DXY is high. I'm expecting the DXY to drop to the downside tomorrow morning. The reason I'm expecting the DXY to drop to the downside is I expect more negative news to come out with regards to the US dollar and all that kind of stuff. To be honest, I think that America is kind of buggered it in terms of their financial markets. I think that this is looking very high right now. It's had a significant rally up over the course of the past week, and I think that that rally is doomed to end at some point fairly soon. It is at a local high. It's the highest it's been in a number of days. This is the 4-hour chart, and throughout the course of the last week, the US dollar rose in price about 1.6% for no reason other than the banking FUD has calmed down slightly. It's not ended, and it's still real. So there is that to contend with. The US dollar is likely going to get continued. I mean, this is a very solid downtrend, and I think anybody betting against that solid downtrend is crazy right now. But at the same time, how does that affect Bitcoin? Well, initially in the pre-market, I expect Bitcoin to drop. When the US dollar starts dropping when the markets open, I expect Bitcoin will then start rising in price, and that's the point of which I intend on placing that trade. If you're interested as to where I trade on BYBIT, for which you'll find a link in today's video description. BYBIT, this exchange website right here. BYBIT, if you're a UK user, you can KYC and you can still trade on there, and it's perfectly legal. At the same time, if you do use the link in today's video description for BYBIT, there is some lovely sign-up bonuses up to $30,000 if you do start trading on BYBIT. Again, it's like $1,000 is easy to claim unless you're like a mega whale, and then you can get 30,000. But the point is, check out BYBIT. You'll find a link for it in today's video description. So Bitcoin, that is my plan to go long at these levels right here. Failing that plan, I have one other plan to go long. And I'm not really looking particularly at short positions. My other plan to go long would be a breakout of this range right here at $27,380. That would be a more patient trade, and it would take a little bit longer to play out. Essentially, if you continue rising up in this kind of trend here, that would take till Tuesday till we were placing a trade. So I wouldn't be placing a trade on Monday. So there's all these things to bear in mind. Again, patience is the game when it comes to trading. If you want to be profitable, don't trade every day. That's an amazing tip. The most profitable traders don't trade every day. They take trades when trades come to them. But anyway, looking at the price of Ethereum and how that's getting along right now, it looks a lot like this. Ethereum has broken to the upside. It is in a bullish trend right now, and we are at these lower ranges of liquidity on the volume profile that, to me, look pretty gosh darn good right now. Ethereum, I'm quite positive on it. I think that Ethereum will start outperforming Bitcoin over the course of the next week. The reason why I think that Ethereum is going to start outperforming Bitcoin is Ethereum has dropped down a fair bit in price recently. If we actually just measure that from top to bottom, it's dropped down about 16% in price. At the same time as that happening, we can see all of that basically on this chart right here, which is the Ethereum Bitcoin dominance chart, or whatever you want to describe it as. Well, we've got this inverse head and shoulders pattern that has formed over the course of the past few months now, and it's starting to look more and more bullish. I'm expecting an altcoin season very, very soon when it comes to Bitcoin, and well, I think the Bitcoin dominance is going to start sliding off. If we actually look at the Bitcoin dominance chart right now, Bitcoin dominance took another 0.25% out of Ethereum today and all the other altcoins, but I think this is pretty much peaked up for now. If you look at it on a longer term time frame, again, I don't know what's up with my internet, I apologize for that, but at the same time, I think that this is going to get rejected here and start dropping to the downside, and I think that we see a short-term altcoin season in the next couple of months. I think that seems very, very likely. The reason for that is because Bitcoin and BRC20 tokens and Bitcoin ordinals are all clogging the Bitcoin network. Because of that, people are now selling their Bitcoin for Ethereum because Bitcoin and Ethereum are essentially becoming the same thing. It's just Bitcoin is inherently slower. So Bitcoin is just losing a little bit of that use case, and it's losing a little bit of that usefulness. And that's why I think some of that dominance will switch over to the likes of Ethereum. A couple more things that I wanted to raise up in today's video. First of all being, check out cryptosavingexpert.com if you want free education and courses and everything like that. Just go over to Crypto Saving Expert. It's one of the best websites that's completely free, and there's a bunch of courses and all sorts of fun things that you can do on there, as well as check out the markets and the market data and all that other stuff. And of course, cryptocurrency news, of which we have some major news headlines today. Crypto lender Nexo to shut down UK subsidiaries. NBC Universal's Linda Yacaro to become Twitter's new CEO. Here's what you need to know. Vietnamese ex-police officer accused of $1.5 million crypto theft. And Tether is monitoring its customers' transfer for potential sanctions violations. All of these things are on cryptosavingexpert.com, so just type it in your browser right now. Go there, read about it, expand your mind. It's free. Now, one more thing to cover off in today's video, because I keep getting so many questions about it. It is, come on, load, TAP. There we go. You all knew what that exchange was when it was loading up on the screen. Now, TAP has formed a nice bottom here. I'm very, very bullish on this. When you look at the order book and look at how thin that is, I think that TAP is loading up for a big move to the upside. It's looking fat and stacked on that side. It's looking pretty weak on this side. We've had a huge transfer in the wealth of TAP holders. Those that wanted to get out, they've got out. Those that wanted to buy have bought at a low level. Everybody's dollar cost averaged in fairly low. And now you've just got the growth of the application that's starting to kick in. If you actually look at the orders that come in all the time, and it's very, very consistent, they're all pretty small orders. And that means that users of the application are buying in small incremental amounts, say $100 at a time, $50 at a time, doesn't really matter what it is. But essentially when you're looking through here, they're all very, very small amounts, and they tend to be on the buy side. We know for a fact there is 80% buy pressure and 20% sell pressure on TAP. At the same time, that 20% tends to just look at that order book as a big fat juicy paycheck and go, right, I'll just have that much of it. And that's why TAP always, it goes down really quickly and it goes up slowly, because you've got that steady buy pressure coming in. The point is, TAP during Q1 of this year gained 40,000 users of their application. At the same time as that, I've got some more things that are coming out about TAP fairly soon on the main channel. I think that it's a good buy range right now. I've been buying, and I think that it'll go back into the 20 Satoshis range fairly soon. From here, if we were to go back to the previous highs that it set only a couple of months ago, if we were to zoom out on this chart, set it to auto scale, if we were to go back up to the previous highs at this point in time, from these levels, not even from the bottom, but from these levels, that would be a rising price of 357%. That's pretty significant, especially given the amount of liquidity on this coin. I'm bullish on it. And that's not to say you should go and buy it. It's just to say, watch it over the next couple of months. It will be interesting. I know I've said it before, but at this point in time, to me, that looks like a solid bottom. I know that one looked like a bottom, and I know that one looked like a bottom. And they were bottoms. They rallied to the upside. and this one's yet to really rally to the upside and get rejected. At the same time, it is important to point out we've broken that long-term downtrend, and we've now got a new downtrend of which it needs to break. That new downtrend is here, and we've not come up here even retested it yet. That downtrend starts at 23 sats, currently sat at 17 sats. That's a pretty significant move it needs to make in order to get there. So I'm bullish on tap. I'm interested in Bitcoin. I'm waiting to place my trade. I'm being very patient on it. On Ethereum, I'm doing the same thing. I'm just being patient on it. And I think that an altcoin season is just around the corner. If you want to learn more about cryptocurrency, go to cryptosavingexpert.com. You'll be able to find out all of the best exchanges, everything. Like, let me just give you one more quick tutorial. On the guide section, you've got exchanges, trading wallets, whatever. You've got the best centralized exchanges, the best decentralized exchanges. On trading, you've got all of your various different trading terminologies and things that you can learn about. You click on one of these, have a high time frame bias. What does that mean? Read about it. It's all completely free. Check out that. You'll find a link for it in today's video description. Have a great day, everybody. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Deuces.